With the new year, resolutions are sure to be made. Topping the list is losing weight and getting fit. Of course, you can't do that without eating healthy. March is National Nutrition Month, and we have the details coming up on how you can develop an overall healthy eating program. So stick around. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Lauren Lingell. In studio with me today, we have Whitney Fung with the University of Florida IFAS Extension, Polk County. Whitney, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Fantastic. So we're here today to talk about Nutrition Month, but before we do that, can you tell me what IFAS is? Because I'm reading it, I'm like, IFAS, okay. What is IFAS?
Sure. So it's a long acronym. We call it IFAS Extension, Polk County, which stands for University of Florida Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences, Polk County. We're right in Bartow, and then I'm the part of Family and Consumer Sciences.
Fantastic. So part of your job is education, correct? Do you want to expand on that at all? Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Sure. So IFAS Extension is it's a resource for the community. It is connected to the University of Florida in that we take in and we extend the science and the education to the communities. So in all 67 counties in Florida, we do have an extension office, and so the office in Polk County, which is in Bartow, we provide services and education to everyone across the county. And so we have different program areas. We have 4-H, if you've heard of, horticulture, citrus, small farms, and the education that I do falls under Family and Consumer Sciences, which is family wellness education. So it could be stress management, it could be financial management, but I am funded by the half-cent sales tax indigent healthcare, and so I focus on a lot of health and nutrition education. So I do different types of speaking engagements. I work with a lot of nonprofits to do nutrition series, eating healthy on a budget, or maybe doing a lunch and learn on looking at weight management. So different types of classes and workshops that we can do to provide education to the county.
So you work a lot with the low-income population and helping them to find ways to be healthy without using a resource they don't necessarily have a ton of money. So could you speak to that a little bit, maybe some characteristics of the population, maybe some of the basic things that you tell them to focus on?
Sure. So eating healthy on a budget is great, actually, for everyone, right? Because we all like to save money, and we can all use the extra money to buy healthier foods. I do work with a lot of nonprofits that serve the limited resource population. A lot of times they may be living on SNAP benefits or what they used to call food stamps. And so making sure that they know that if you have a limited amount or a budget, that we want to make sure that you're using that money wisely, as well as being able to last the whole month and feeding your children with healthy foods. And just making healthy choices. But for the overall population, you'd really be surprised at how many people don't know little things when you're walking around the grocery store. I mean, there's 50,000 products at the grocery store, so a lot of times it's overwhelming, or you're on the go, right? You just run in, run out, and you just pick whatever that food item is, and it could be $5 when you could have bought it on sale, maybe 2 for $5 or buy one get one free. Everyone loves BOGOs, right?
Right.
So we have little tips that we do. They are research-based, looking at if you're looking at food resource management, how can we make those healthy choices with a limited budget? So making sure you understand unit pricing. We do mention a little bit of coupons, but not too much. I use apps sometimes, but it's hard because if you're busy, you can't really use coupons, or look for them at least, or even buy fresh fruits and vegetables, like the more wholesome foods, with coupons. Also meal planning. Meal planning is actually really, really helpful. And then when you meal plan, you come up with a shopping list. Shopping lists are great, so that when you take that shopping list to the store, you're not distracted and you pick up anything that you see and you feel like eating. So just a tip actually is a lot of people have heard this before, but don't go hungry, because when you go hungry, you're gonna buy everything.
Oh my gosh, I buy everything. I like throw in the cart now.
Exactly.
I like Oreos, sweet.
Exactly.
Cereal, awesome.
Yep. And the bakery section, if you have a sweet tooth, you're gonna pick up all the pastries. So don't go hungry, maybe pick up a healthy snack beforehand. If you carry pretzels or trail mix, some nuts, an apple or a banana. I carry bananas with me everywhere. I have them in my purse, so it's just don't smush them. But carry carrots or celery, grapes, fruit, things like that. So you can eat that before you go to the store.
So are these classes open to all of Polk County, or are they limited?
Yes, they actually are. A lot of times I schedule classes specifically with those groups. Anyone can request a talk, actually. If you want to lunch and learn, I'd be more than happy to come out to businesses. If there's civic organizations, we can schedule them. They're all free for the public at the library, things like that. So if you just check out our website, polkextension.com, or feel free to call me, contact me. We can also do different types of classes.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So the real reason we're here, it's National Nutrition Education Month, is that right?
Yes, ma'am. So National Nutrition Month, it is a copyright from the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So it's an annual campaign, and this year's theme is Savor the Flavor of Eating Right. So every year they have a different theme, and it's to promote nutrition. And of course, all year we want to have healthy habits, but March is National Nutrition Month, and I'm just here to talk a little bit about it and encourage you all to enjoy your foods, love your foods, and then savor the flavor of eating right.
Absolutely. So what are we doing to celebrate this month and get the word out that we need to be more focused on what we're putting into our bodies?
Sure. So not necessarily anything specific, but if you do want to follow me on Twitter, I am going to be pushing out a lot of tweets and just fun articles, fun recipes, things that you can follow at Polk FCS on Twitter. So feel free to follow me.
So again, that Twitter handle is at Polk FCS.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. And if you want to catch any classes, I'm not sure if I have anything open completely right now, but contact me. We might have something scheduled at the end of March. But I do have continual classes. I work with the Indigent Healthcare, and we do free diabetes classes twice a month across the county. And we also have been promoting a healthy weight campaign. It's called 5210. And so there's a community initiative called Building a Healthier Polk under Polk Vision. And so we've been working at healthy weight. And so there's a group of folks that just have been involved, and we've adopted something called 5210. So it's really simple.
Yeah, what is that?
Okay.
I don't do well with numbers, so just break it down.
Sure. So very simple, 5210. And so we want 5 fruits and vegetables a day at least.
Okay.
So different servings. It could be 2 fruits and 3 cups of vegetables, broccoli, whatever it is, zucchini, squash, all types of vegetables, right? So 5 fruits and vegetables. 2 is to limit screen time to less than 2 hours a day. And so any screen, phones, tablets, computers, video games, whatever it is, limit to less than 2 hours.
I don't think my boss would like that very much.
It's hard. So if you're working in an office, maybe try to take breaks, take a quick walk, just walk to the printer. Instead of calling your colleague, maybe just walking over to their office. So try to limit screen time as much as possible. And this is even at home. So if you're watching TV, maybe do some exercises, get a hula hoop, do jumping jacks, things like that when you're in front of the TV.
And the archaic act of reading, you can always do that.
Yes. And stand up, something like that. Mm-hmm. And then one is to have physical activity every single day, 1 hour. Okay. And so children is recommended to have 1 hour every single day. Adults want at least 30 minutes or more most days of the week, so at least 5 days a week. So to have that physical activity in every day. And then 0, lastly, is the 0 sugary sweetened beverages. That's a little hard. You know, I'm still working on it. It's hard to cut out sugar, especially if you're a coffee drinker. But you know, it's just to remember, maybe if you want to be healthy today, instead of getting that soda, pick up a water. You know, if you want to get juice, get 100% juice, and maybe don't drink so much. You know, limit to 1 to 2 a day, especially children. You know, if drinking water is good and it's 0 calories. So it's that main message, 5210, and it's pretty fun, and we have some different graphics working alongside the Florida Department of Health in Polk County.
That's fantastic. You don't even have to, it sounds like if you just take one thing and change it every day, then maybe it gets easier and easier. So maybe, you know, if you're like us, you hit up Starbucks and you get those 2 pumps of white mocha or whatever, maybe you get half a pump.
Yeah.
Or maybe you get no pumps.
Exactly, exactly.
But just that little thing and building on it, and it becomes a habit, and then before you know it, you've started eradicating unhealthy things. So it's a great plan. So 5210.
Yes.
And we could probably find some of those materials. We could get in contact with you at the IFAS office if we wanted to share those.
Sure, sure.
Perfect.
Sure, at any time, if you want an article, you know, if you have a question about anything, feel free to email me, call me. That's what Extension is there for. And then if you want more kind of extensive education or just basic, it's very fun. It's not anything like a science class or anything, but you know, it's just how do we apply these dietary guidelines to our everyday lives? And then, like you said, little simple things, you know, 1 less pump of sugar, or you know, buying something that's less fat. That simple things like that. That's what we'll talk about in the class.
And what is that you've got there?
Yes, thank you for asking. The dietary guidelines for Americans is a lot of what we teach based on. That's the foundation for the nutritional guidelines for nutrition educators. And so it comes out of the USDA, Department of Health and Human Services. And so if you've heard, the 2015 guidelines are out. And so they're every 5 years, dietary guidelines for Americans are updated. And so if you remember the food pyramid, that was the kind of food guide pyramid.
I remember that.
So that was replaced actually in 2011. So last year I was here to talk about how my plate took over my pyramid during national in 2011. But I was here to talk about it last year. But this year is really exciting because the new guidelines are out for 2015.
Okay.
This is really important because this still remains the same. It's the consumer message for everyone to kind of have a healthy, balanced diet. And so what they do is they take the research and they look at what do we eat in America. What do we eat that we eat too much of that may increase your risk for diseases like heart disease or high blood pressure that increases your risk for stroke or high cholesterol? So what do we eat that contributes to disease, and what should we eat less, or what do we not eat enough of? And so focusing on foods to eat more of, foods to eat less of. And so this is really easy, and everybody kind of wants this plate at home.
I really want that plate. I don't think I can remember everything, so if I just say my little compartment there.
Exactly, but you can use any plate. This is a 9-inch plate, so you know, if you have a big platter, maybe that's a little too much.
Maybe cut down a little bit.
Yeah,
If you have the whole
down.
Thanksgiving turkey on your plate, then maybe that's too much.
Yeah, might be a little too much.
Right.
So this is called my plate. And so the general idea is that you have a plate when you're eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You cut your plate in half. Half of the plate should be fruits and vegetables. So eating more of those wholesome foods with more fiber and also those vitamins and minerals. And then a quarter of your plate should be grains, so any type of bread, rice, or pasta. Just a quarter a plate. I'm Chinese, so I like to eat rice. and so
I'm not Chinese and I like to eat rice.
Exactly.
So.
Okay. Yeah. So you know, everybody has cultural preferences, and it's really okay. And then quarter of your plate should be proteins. So meat, fish, seafood, pork, beans. Beans are a plant protein. And then if you don't have fresh meat on hand, you can always have eggs. Hard-boiled eggs at snack, or cut it on your salad. So a quarter of your plate should be proteins. If your steak is really big, again, the whole Thanksgiving turkey on your plate might be a little too much meat.
Yeah.
And then don't forget the dairy. And so your milk, cheese, and yogurt, try to have some dairy every single day as well. And so if you go on choosemyplate.gov, it goes into the specifics of how do we make those healthy choices. You have that balanced meal of all 5 food groups every single day, but then how do we make healthy choices? You want to choose lean protein, you want to choose low-fat dairy, you want to choose whole grains as much as possible, and then if you have a salad, put more vegetables, throw in different rainbow of colors, and watch the dressing, because if you douse it all in dressing, then it doesn't become so healthy anymore. And it's really, really simple, actually. If you just think about all the foods you eat, sometimes we might have to go to fast foods, and you might go to Subway or McDonald's, and it happens, right, because we're busy. And so let's use a Big Mac, for example. We'll use a Big Mac. And so we have the bun, we have the meat patty, we have the cheese, and then we have tomatoes and lettuce, if there's any, in a Big Mac, right? And I don't know, maybe sometimes there's those Angus Swiss things with mushrooms, so whatever it is, yeah. So you already have 4 food groups in your Big Mac. You're missing a fruit, and so later on you can have a fruit. But then we do want to keep it healthy, so things to make it more healthy could be making your own burger, using a whole grain bun, using lean meat, using low-fat dairy, and then packing it with those vegetables. So it's really okay. Don't worry too much about, oh, is this healthy, is this not? Try to just eat more fruits and vegetables, and then remember my plate.
Okay, well, that is fantastic advice. I'm actually kind of hungry now. So, but Whitney, that's all the time we've got. But thank you so much for coming in and talking to us about Nutrition Month, and I look forward to seeing how March goes.
Great, thank you.
The University of Florida IFAS Extension, Polk County Family and Consumer Sciences invites you to join in and participate in National Nutrition Month. You can celebrate the campaign by making healthy choices about food and exercise, and encourage your family to incorporate an additional serving of fruits and veggies daily, and lean protein weekly. There are lots of small steps you can take to ensure you and your family are eating healthy amounts of the right foods. For more resources and information, you can call the IFAS offices at 863-519-1041 or look them up on the web at polkextension.com.